Hello learners, welcome to the lecture of Emerging Domain in Electronics Engineering. We are discussing Module 5 Communication, and in today's lecture we will discuss amplitude modulation. In the previous lecture we have already discussed the what is modulation or the concept of modulation. So let's recall it first of all. See, in modulation, you are having two signals. One is a low frequency message signal and one is a high frequency carrier signal. Now, what are you doing in the process of modulation? You are varying some parameters of the carrier wave according to the message signal. So that is the modulation. And I have given you an example of passenger and a bus, which is very clear and which is very easy to understand, and from there the concept of modulation will be also clear to you all. So in the modulation we are varying the parameters of high frequency carrier wave. So if that parameter of high frequency carrier wave is the amplitude that you are varying, then it becomes amplitude modulation. So do refer that lecture if you haven't yet. I have shared the link in the description box. So what is amplitude modulation now? And before moving on to the amplitude modulation, first of all, let us have an overview of what are the types of modulation system. Okay, then we will come on to the amplitude modulation. So before moving on to the amplitude modulation, let's look at the tree diagram of the types of modulation systems. So types of modulation. Let's quickly see it. See, the modulations can be of two types. Either they can be analog or they can be digital. In the case of analog modulation, what we are doing, the concept is same. That means we will vary the parameters of high frequency carrier wave. But in the case of analog signal, the message signal is going to be analog. So therefore, you will be varying the parameters of high frequency carrier wave according to the instantaneous value of the message signal. Okay, so here basically you are giving a analog message signal. So analog modulations are mainly of two types. One is amplitude modulation and other one is angle modulation. Angle modulation is then of further two types, that is frequency modulation and phase modulation. So frequency modulation and phase modulation comes under the category of angle modulation because both are included in the angle. If you will vary, for example, you are given a signal A cos omega t. Here it is the carrier signal, and if you are varying the omega t, that means the angle A cos theta. So if you will vary theta, the frequency and phase will change. Okay, so both frequency and phase modulation will come under the category of angle modulation. And we have pulsed analog modulations also. Pulse analog modulation, where the carrier will be in the form of pulses. Carrier in form of pulses. But the message signal is analog. So here it is also of three types, that is PAM, pulse amplitude modulation, pulse width modulation PWM, and pulse position modulation. So in higher classes, when you will learn a separate subject for communication, there you will come to know about all these modulation systems very deeply. So in today's lecture and in the syllabus of this emerging domain of electronics engineering, we only have amplitude modulation. Okay, so we'll discuss the amplitude modulation mainly because we'll concentrate on the amplitude modulation here, but I have told you what are the different types of modulation systems. So they are majorly of two types, analog and digital, depending upon whether your message signal is analog in nature or digital in nature. So the message signal that you are going to transmit is analog in signal nature. And it is of further these types, that is amplitude modulation, angle modulation and pulse analog modulation. In the case of pulse analog modulation, your message signal will be surely in analog in nature, but here the carrier will be in digital form, or you can say in the form of pulses. In the case of digital signal, the message signal will be in the form of pulses. So message signal is in the form of pulses. And just you can see the names of what are the types of digital modulation systems. One is PCM, that is pulse code modulation. Other is DPCM, that is differential pulse code modulation. Differential PCM. Other is DM, that means delta modulation. Delta modulation. And then we have ADM. ADM stands for adaptive delta modulation. Adaptive delta modulation. So these are the various types of modulation systems that at least we should know the names before moving on to the amplitude modulation. So this tree we should always remember, which is also useful for us whenever we will move forward in communication systems. So these are the different types of modulation system. Now let's move on to the amplitude modulation, which is a part of analog modulation. So as I have discussed earlier, that in modulation we were varying the parameters of the carrier wave according to the message signal. So if the parameter is amplitude, that means it is amplitude modulation. So what is amplitude modulation? Let's write it down. Amplitude modulation is the process of changing the amplitude of high frequency carrier wave, of high frequency carrier signal according to the instantaneous value, according to the instantaneous value of modulating signal, according to the instantaneous value of modulating signal, that is called amplitude modulation. Okay, so amplitude modulation is simply changing the amplitude of high frequency carrier wave according to the instantaneous value of message signal. So there are some keywords here. The keywords are that always use a prefix high frequency before carrier wave. Alright, and here you are not simply saying that according to the message signal, in fact you are saying according to the instantaneous value of the message signal, which means that at that particular instant of time, whatever be the value of the message signal, according to that signal the carrier amplitude will change. So that is the meaning of instantaneous. That means at that particular instant, when you are looking to the message signal, at that particular instant, whatever be the value of message signal, according to that the carrier will change. So let's draw the waveform. From there you will understand more clear. So let's take a message signal which has to be transmitted. So let us consider this is a message signal and it is a low frequency signal. So it is a low frequency signal, message signal. Now let's take a carrier signal. It is a high frequency signal. High frequency carrier signal. and if it is high frequency, then we'll show the frequencies like this. High frequency. So this is the carrier signal. Now the modulator will mix both of them, and the output will be amplitude modulated wave, represented like this, or let me represent it here, and it is amplitude modulated wave. So first of all, what is the strategy to draw the amplitude modulated wave? First of all, draw the envelope. So the envelope will be drawn. Now look at the message signal very clearly. Wherever the message signal will rise, it will also rise. Envelope will rise because, and then wherever the message signal is going down, it is having the same shape as that of message signal. Then for here, the envelope will be like this. So this is the envelope. Don't touch this envelope up to the x-axis. Okay. So this envelope, this is the strategy to draw the amplitude modulated wave, and when in the envelope we will draw the carrier signal, because only the amplitude of the carrier is changing, not the frequency. So frequency will look same as that of the carrier signal because it is same, but only, as you can see, the amplitude of each cycle is changing according to the message signal. So at this particular time, the amplitude of the message signal was this. So that is the meaning of instantaneous value of the message signal. That means at a particular instant, whatever be the value of the message signal, according to that value, the amplitude of carrier will change. So only the amplitude of the carrier will change. The frequency and phase will remain the constant. So therefore, we have drawn the same frequency as that of the carrier signal. So this is an amplitude modulated wave, and this is how we draw the waveforms. So I hope that you have understood up to the waveforms. Now let's derive a mathematical expression of AM wave. Mathematical expression of AM wave. And for that, first of all, I'll take a message signal, and a message signal is a sinusoidal signal. So I represent a sinusoidal signal as A sin omega t or A cos omega t. So for deriving the mathematical expression of AM wave, we are taking the cos terms because it also comes under the category of sinusoidal signals. So for convenience, I am taking some amplitude and cos theta like cos omega m t. So it is a sinusoidal signal. Now similarly, I will take a carrier signal, and it will be also represented in the same way, but the frequency of carrier is very high as compared to that of message signal. So we know that. And we have represented the frequency of carrier signal by a different alphabet, or you can say by a different term, that is omega c. Now let's write down the expression of amplitude modulated wave. That means the product of message signal and the carrier signal. I have told you earlier also that here the product does not mean the multiplication of the message and the carrier signal. Modulator is mixing them up. The product does not mean the multiplication of the two signals. The product means the mixture of the two signals. So let's revise the concept of amplitude modulated wave to write this expression. In the amplitude modulation, you are varying the amplitude of carrier. So look at the expression of carrier. The amplitude was EC earlier, capital EC earlier. It will become nu now because it has changed. Amplitude modulation is changing the amplitude of carrier. So we have got a new amplitude. And the frequency and other parts remains the same. That means frequency and phase remains constant. So we have same frequency and phase for carrier wave. Only the amplitude is changed. So this is the concept of amplitude modulation. Now, what is the new amplitude of carrier? It is the change in the older one. The older one was this, and the change is taking place according to the full message signal. According to the full message signal, not according to the amplitude of the message signal. The new amplitude is the change in the older amplitude, that is EC, according to the message signal. So now let's open it. It is Em cos omega mt. As you can see from the very first equation, let us mark it as first, second and third. So you can say from first. Okay. Now take EC common and you will get 1 plus Em upon EC cos omega mt. Now this ratio, what is this ratio? This ratio is modulation index. Modulation index, and it is always represented by M. It is always represented by M. What is the significance of this modulation index? The significance of this modulation index is that it will tell you up to what extent the wave has been modulated. For example, it is 70%, so it shows that your 70% carrier amplitude has been modulated. Or it is 80%, then also that means it always shows you the extent up to which you have modulated the carrier wave. So we will discuss the significance of modulation index separately, that what should be its value, which is recommended for communication systems, in the further lectures. So till now we will understand that the modulation index is given by amplitude of message upon the amplitude of carrier. So now I'll replace it by M and I will write this formula. Okay, so we have reached up to here. Now in order to, our aim was to calculate the mathematical expression of the AM wave. So I'll have only calculated the new amplitude. Now I will put it in equation 3. Put value of 4, or you can say value of A from 4 in equation 3. And equation 3 is EAMT is equal to A cos omega CT. And what is A? Let's put it 1 plus M cos omega MT into cos omega CT. Now we will open the brackets. It will be EC cos omega CT plus MEC cos omega CT cos omega MT. I have simply opened the bracket, and do not consider that your work is over until you get a plus or a subtraction sign between two cos terms. Okay, so what we will do here, we have got this, and by using the trigonometry formula, that is 2 cos A cos B is equals to cos A plus B plus cos A minus B. I will try to use this formula. So I will multiply and divide this term by 2. And I will use this formula. So it will give me EC cos of omega CT plus MEC by 2 and cos of omega C plus omega M T plus cos of omega C minus omega M into T. I have taken T common. You might be writing cos of omega CT plus omega MT and plus cos of omega CT minus omega MT. I have taken T common. So the AM wave now comes out to be EC cos omega CT plus MEC by 2 cos of omega C plus omega M into T plus MEC by 2 cos of omega C minus omega M into T. So this is the expression of an amplitude modulated wave, and till here we have to reach. So remember it. Now as you can see that there are three terms in this expression of amplitude modulated wave. If I talk about the first expression is nothing but the carrier signal. Okay, the second expression, so the first term is nothing but the carrier signal. The second one is, you can see that there is a sum of two frequencies here. So these two portions, that means the second and the third term, are categorized into sidebands. They are called sidebands. And the term where the frequencies are added, this is called upper sideband, also abbreviated as USB. And the term where the frequencies are subtracted, it is called lower sideband. Both of them together are called sideband, but individually one is upper sideband, one is lower sideband, abbreviated as USB and LSB respectively. So there are three terms present in the amplitude modulated wave expression. One is carrier, one is upper sideband, one is lower sideband. If I ask you from the above equations, that is equation number 1 or 2, what is the amplitude of carrier? Or you can look from here itself also. So if I ask you what is the amplitude of carrier, so if you are given a expression of a sinusoidal signal A cos theta, then what is the amplitude? A is the amplitude. Similarly, by looking to the expression of carrier, the amplitude of carrier is EC. And can you also tell me the unit of amplitude? It is volt. You can take volt or you can take ampere depending upon whether it is a voltage signal or a current signal. Okay, so unit is volts. Now if I ask you the frequency of carrier, so you can see that the angular frequency here is omega c. So I am asking you only the frequency, so it will be given by omega c by 2 pi. Fc is equal to, denoted by Fc, given by omega c by 2 pi. Similarly, if I ask you what is the amplitude of modulating signal, or you can say message signal, both are the same thing. Modulating or message signal. Then look at the expression of message signal in equation number 2. Here, equation 1, you can simply say, it's very much clear that the amplitude is En, again unit is volts, and frequency, if I talk about the frequency of modulating or message signal, then it will be denoted by Fm and it will be omega m by 2 pi. Similarly, if I ask you what is the amplitude of upper sideband, then you can clearly see the expression of amplitude modulated wave, and you can say that the amplitude is MEC by 2, which is also the amplitude of lower sideband. If I ask you what is the frequency of upper sideband, denoted by F of USB, you can simply say it is omega c plus omega m by 2 pi. But as you have already calculated omega c by 2 pi and omega m by 2 pi, which is Fc and Fm, so you can say Fc plus Fm. And similarly, the frequency of lower sideband will be given by Fc minus Fm. So these are some important formulas that we should remember. And first of all, we should remember the expression of AM wave. So what is the expression of the AM wave? How many terms are present in the expression? One is carrier, one is upper sideband, one is lower sideband. How to look at the amplitude, how to look at the frequencies of different sidebands or carrier signal or message signal. So we have to understand all this. So I hope that this lecture may be helpful to you, or you must have understood the complete lecture. So subscribe the channel and do like my video. Thank you all.